Hey, I've been asked a few times about what is my workflow for making music, so I'm gonna show you. First, a little studio tour. Here are some cables. I really like the cables, they're so nice to watch. Here's a cool synth that I also sometimes use to play harp through its filters. Here's some Moogerfoogers. I also play harp through them, and some guitar pedals, and my bamboo harps, and my main set. Here's the nunchucks that I made myself. Here's some paintings by my daughter. Drum, guitar, and my computer stuff. Look at my mouse pad. Here's some desktop synths. By the way, I love all my synths. Here's my cute little Mac Mini, 8 years old, and my audio interface. But now let's take a look at a project of a track I recently made. Often the starting point for my tracks is a sound that I really like. It can be a harp sound, a synth sound, but in the case of the track I'm about to show you, it was this drum sound. A good thing with this drum is that each day it sounds a bit different according to the temperature or humidity. So one day this drum sounded really good and I felt I should record it. Even if I don't make any track out of the recording, I just felt like I need to have this sound, like maybe to use it like a drum sample in a rhythm machine or something. So at first I recorded just some single hits for sampling, and then I found a tempo that I liked and just jammed a bit. And then I listened to it and thought that, wow, I like it. It sounds good. But how can I make it even better? So one thing I like to do is I double the tracks like this. Pan left and right, and move one track ahead, one bar. So I have a nice stereo sound now. When something sounds good, it inspires me to do something with this good sounding stuff. I thought I should try to add a synth to it. I have one of my favorites right here. It's called the Zero Coast. And I can use the on-screen keyboard to play it. Let's play the track and I felt like this simple dun dun hit fits well to this track, so I recorded it. And then I just select a part of this recording and I make it longer just for jamming and finding the sound. I can later compose it better, but for now, just for searching the right sound on the synth, I just do it like this and let it play and search for the sound. So now I will record the synth. I record it as an audio track, so then I can later use the same synth for another synth line. That's like the limitation of analog synths. And while recording I can of course tweak the knobs. I will show you a later version of the project I have here. But before that, I'm gonna show you a template I use. Because I have some physical synths, I need to have physical inputs for these synths. So I have those already like put in, so I won't have to search for them each time. Also, I have MIDI tracks for the synths I use, so I can control the synths from computer. Also, I have like a few buses for the effects that I often use, like reverb and delay and shimmer. So I can just click here, choose reverb, and then add reverb for my synth. For this track I actually used another reverb, but it doesn't matter at the moment. So this is the final version of this project. I'm gonna just play it and show you how it plays and how much tracks and automation and all sorts of stuff there is inside of it. Anyway, it's funny how much things go into making this sort of simple track. Maybe I have like used too much automation and tried to keep it too much under control, but I don't know. So the first thing I did after recording the first synth line is that I recorded some more synth lines with the same synth, and then I added some percussive elements. Signature sound of me is using the self-recorded samples, like I went into the woods with a recorder and recorded some branches and hits, and then put those samples in my rhythm machine and played the rhythm machine and made this sort of a beat out of branches. I'm gonna solo it and play you. Also, as you can see, the initial drum track that I recorded, I have copied and arranged it according to the needs of the track, according to how my song developed and how I composed it. Also, I added some automation and a bit of sound tuning to the drum track. Then I started playing the Jew's harp. In this track I used Gaussian. I tried different jaw harps, but Gaussian just fitted the best here. Gaussian is an instrument like this. So I recorded my first Gaussian track. Let's hear it. As you can see, I have got it up quite a bit. That's because when I hear something I don't like this hit here or here, then I just edit it and make it so that I will like it. I don't treat my jaw harp recordings as like some holy stuff that I am not allowed to change. Like, I do as I please. There are no rules in music. Anyway, also I have quite a lot of jaw harp tracks here. That's mostly because I just use different settings for those tracks. For example, I wanted the Gaussian to have a more echo in this part, so instead of just automating some echo here on this track. I put echo here on that track and just have it like that. In this track I found it cool to actually do some extreme cutting up and editing to have this nice, beautiful, unnatural sound. Let's hear it. So I basically just cut a little piece of one hit like this, doubled it, maybe even made it more shorter like this, and then now I have here this crazy effect like that. So yeah, nothing holy for me. And as a kind of a final touch for this track, I sent some parts of the track. I played them through nature. My cabin where I was making this track was like pretty much in the middle of the woods. So I just moved one speaker outside of my cabin and played my track really loud and went with my recorder like 200 meters into the woods and recorded it through the woods and mixed it in very slightly in the track, so you almost can't hear it, but it gives a little magic to it. I boosted it up so you can hear how it sounds when played from far away. This is just a synth track at the moment. You can hear the forest hissing. A few words about automation too. Automation is something that allows me to control parameters like these drums. I want to make those quieter and then loud again. So, but I don't want to move the fader every time, so I just automate the sound like this. Yeah, so I have used a lot of automation, like for example, here I did a sort of high pass filter drop with echo automation for my drum here. I'll solo the drum so you can hear it. You see how the frequency goes up and then comes down. Also, I have automated how much of the drum is sent to the delay bus here, and in some places it goes louder. Also, I have automated a lot of the jaw harp tracks, and pretty much every track has some automation in it. So yeah, maybe that's it for the moment. If someone has like questions or suggestions or want to know about something more in more detail, then you can comment or ask me and I'll do another video. Thanks.